Let's begin the show by starting it. It's 6:04 a.m. and I'm Perd Hapley of Channel 4 Eyewitness News. And the story of this next dance is that it's called The Worm.
What are you doing, Perd Hapley?
The fact is, this carnival is being held on top of an ancient Wamapoke burial site.
Much like the house in the movie Poltergeist.
Exactly. I spoke to Leslie Knope of the Parks Department about moving the carnival, and she refused.
We do have exclusive animation of that event. Let's take a look.
Oh, I love these things. Sorry.
Is that what happened?
Perd.
None of that happened.
That is exactly what happened.
Hello, I'm Perd Hapley, and welcome to Ya Heard with Perd. Today's show begins now. Is this art or is it pornography? Here to answer this question is Parks and Recreation Deputy Director Leslie Knope.
Perd, it is a beautiful work of art. Governments should not be in the business of censorship, especially when a painting is as awesome as this one.
But this is where the controversy of this story gets even more controversial. You are the subject of this painting, half woman, half horse, with what some would say are human breasts.
I am not the subject. The subject is strong and empowered women everywhere. But it does look a little bit like me.
Leslie, for our viewers at home who might not know, are centaurs real?
No.
You're absolutely sure? For a female perspective on this scandal, we turn to a woman, Leslie Knope. I'm about to ask you a question right now, and that question is this. The lewd photo, just how big a deal is it?
Well, frankly, Perd, it's not that big a deal, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but it had the cadence of a joke.
This is The Final Word with Perd, with your host, Perdrick L. Hapley.
Issue number one is the first issue we're going to talk about. Is Bobby Newport's campaign for city council in trouble? When I say your names, I want you to respond. Dylan.
Well, Newport's poll numbers have been plummeting. They just fired his campaign manager. And where's Bobby? He's on vacation in Spain.
He's not on vacation, he's in hiding. Every time the guy speaks, he puts his foot in his mouth.
That's a hilarious image. A foot in a mouth.
It's a common expression.
Okay. Also joining us today is a different person, pornographic film actress Brandy Max.
Pleasure to be here.
Brandy, you've starred in over 200 adult films, some which are very good. When'd you get into business?
Last year.
Fantastic. Now, this painting right here, art or pornography?
Perd, I think this whole debate is ridiculous. What Leslie and I do is obviously art.
Oh, hang on. There's a big difference between an oil painting of a Greek myth and a pornographic movie.
It's okay, Leslie. I got this one. What Leslie and I want people to know is you should be able to have sex anywhere you want and show it anywhere you want. Whether it's girl-on-girl action, bondage, or what have you.
Okay, hang on. Pornography is very difficult to define. In fact, it was Justice Stewart who once said, I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it.
Brandy, how would you define pornography?
For me, it's when the penis goes in.
Now, Leslie, you claim the Newport campaign stole one of your ideas.
Well, they did. They stole our idea.
We were working on the Ramp Up Pawnee initiative for many weeks.
Oh, Perd, this is politics as usual. The fact is, Bobby Newport's plan is better for seniors, better for Pawnee.
Well, our plan is more practical and it's cheaper.
There she goes again, Perd.
I don't know where she went the first time.
Apparently, Leslie Knope wielded her insider influence and got Councilman Pilner to save her precious department, even though it meant closing the shelter. Now, I'm not saying that Leslie Knope is a dog murderer, per se. I just think that her actions raise some questions. Like, for example, is she a dog murderer?
God. Well, I don't know the answer to that, Jennifer, but your tone makes me think, yes. There are some statistics that I'd like to share with you now, and they are numbers. Some 85% of Pawnee residents support abstinence-only education.
And the other 15% are perverts. JK, you guys.
And 100% of Pawneans are perverts. That's the name I call fans of this show, based on the fact that my name is Purd.
Purd Hapley is here today. Or as Purd would say, my name is Purd Hapley, and the person I see here today is me.
Everyone seems to be laughing now.
I have a question for you. It's something very important, which is, what is your spirit animal?
Jaguar, why do you ask?
Doing a survey. Well, survey completed, so take her easy.
You didn't ask me, but if you had, the answer I would have given is doggy.
Chris, Ann wants to ask you something right now. Go, Ann.
In front of Purd?
Yes, no more delays. Go.
I want to have a baby. Will you be the sperm donor?
The story of this situation is, it's extremely personal. It's a heartwarming story, but it's just not believable, which is why I give E.T. 1.5 stars. Do you think Leslie Knope should be in England? Do you not think that? Or do you not think that? 48% said she should not be in Europe. 17% say it's okay. And 35% said they were confused by the way the question was posed. I'm here live at a press conference where Councilman Jeremy Jam will discuss a government scandal we are calling Twitter Watergate until we can find a snappier name for it.
Councilwoman Leslie Knope wants to put fluoride, which is a chemical, into your drinking water. You know what else is a chemical? Strychnine and cyanide.
What?
And dirt and rust and even broken glass.
Exactly. You definitely understand what chemicals are, Purd.
We know that you were already approached by Sweetums and you said no, but is there any way you would reconsider?
I'm sorry, Miss Knope. There is such a thing as journalistic integrity, and it is something that I have as a journalist with integrity.
It's really important, Purd. Please. Come on. For old time's sake.
Well, the story of that appeal is it was heartfelt. And in response to that appeal, I respond, okay.
For old time's sake, does that mean... No. Anne, you tricky minx.
Yep. I went on a date with Purd. What? It was during that explore my freedom as a single woman phase. Wow. We just had a drink. And at the end, he said, I am going to kiss you now by putting my mouth on your mouth. And then I ran away.
It was absolutely the right call.
Leslie, your poll is designed to choose a new slogan. And a slogan is a series of words that have a meaning.
So true, Purd. All of the choices for the town slogan are wonderful, but if I had to choose my favorite, it would probably be storied past, bright future.
Well, the story of my interest level is it's medium.
Can I get you a drink? I'll have the Joan. It's a tumbler of gin and it's got crushed aspirin around the rim.
And I would just like an empty glass. Now, Leslie, I understand that what you've brought to the show isn't a box of objects, but rather a symbolic box of allegations.
Well, Purd.
It's Judge Purd.
Okay, I think there are certain questions about certain aspects of certain parts of this situation that require an evaluation about whether or not this is or is not a valid argument.
Extremely well put.
Excuse me, Judge Purd. I'm Ben Wyatt, city manager. What Grizzle is doing with our private information may not technically be illegal, but it's definitely not chill.
Whoa, that's a serious allegation, homie. We are hella chill. And frankly, if you don't like our vibe, you don't have to use our shiz.
Well, we kind of do. I mean, the internet is no longer optional. It's a necessity for everyone. And I think you do know that data mining isn't chill because you snuck it into the 27th update of a 500-page user agreement. A person should not have to have an advanced law degree to avoid being taken advantage of by a multi-billion-dollar company. You should be upfront about what you're doing and allow people the ability to opt out.
To be honest, Judge Purd is stumped by this case. I've also misplaced my judge hammer. I cannot render a verdict here. Therefore, I must declare a mistrial, which is a term I've heard people use in the movies. Tap, tap, tap.